I spent part of this week installing a gas filler door on the side of the bump side diesel, and I wanted to run into town and fill it up with diesel real quick. And the guy at the pump next to me had something interesting to say to me about my truck.
You haven't even heard me start it yet. It's a diesel. No, I've been building it for a year and a half. I put it on it's got a 7.3 IDI, naturally aspirated international diesel, out of like a 92, so it's sitting on a 92 frame.
He said to me it would probably be worth it for me to trade my truck, trailer, and skid steer for your truck. Turns out he was a friend. I actually had sold him some baby goats a few years back. And we occasionally see his dad at church, so we knew each other in a roundabout way. But I've never owned a truck that gets so much attention. It is the month of April, so waking up to a few inches of snow is totally and completely possible. Frankly, it's possible just about every month of the year to have snow around us.
Yeah. Easy.
And regardless of what the weather is doing, there are still some constants that remain in our life, and that starts with feeding the deer and letting the chickens out.
Thank you to Skylight for sponsoring today's video. Skylight is a smart touchscreen calendar that can keep the whole family organized. Skylight keeps track of schedules, chore charts, dinner planning, and customizable lists.
The Skylight calendar helps families stay connected and cut through the chaos of family life.
Skylight calendar would make the perfect Mother's Day gift for moms who love organization or who need a better way to stay organized. It fits right on the counter, or it can be hung up on your wall.
Since it's a smart touchscreen calendar, it can sync with all the other calendars your family uses. You can log into the app and add an event on your existing calendar, and it will automatically appear on the Skylight calendar at home.
The grocery list can make sure that you don't forget anything. Your family can add things last minute while you're out, and it will appear right away.
The chore chart is an awesome feature that will help you raise responsible, independent kids. They can see what needs to be done without you reminding them, and they can check things off as they go.
The mobile app makes it so easy for everyone to see what's going on when mom's away.
The Skylight calendar gives us peace of mind and time to enjoy the things we love. So get organized in 2025 with the Skylight calendar.
Or use the code REDPOPPY30 at the link in our description, or scan the QR code to get $30 off your 15-inch calendar.
Thank you again, Skylight. As they say, if you don't like the weather in Idaho, just wait a minute. But I've been waiting quite a while to start on this stone wall, and in spite of the weather, I'm going to see just how far I can get on this stone wall today. If you've never driven through a small town in Idaho in an old truck with the windows down on a beautiful April day like today, you should add it to the bucket list. There are few things that compare to it. Because of where we live, we have all of the natural stone I could possibly need for the stone wall, but I don't have rebar and I don't have mortar. So after picking up the other materials, I now need to track down the rocks that I'm going to use in the stone wall, but I want to be picky about the size and the color. I'm going to use this old electric mixer that I've had for a few years now to clean up the stone before I put it in the wall. Before I start using any of the stone closest to my house, I'm going to drive up and down our road and pick up any stone that I think is going to end up under my tire or in my snowblower. As the road gets graded and maintained, there's always these grapefruit-sized rocks that come to the surface that would be perfect in our stone wall. And after literally just a few minutes, I had plenty to work with. I've said it before and I will say it again, but I've always had a fascination with things built with stone. When I was in my late teens and I had the opportunity to meet my wife's grandfather for the first time, he showed me up close and personal what stonework looks like. I used a 5-gallon bucket of gravel and the electric mixer to try and get all the clay and the dirt off of the stone before I started using it. Taking stone from around our place and creating something with it might be my new favorite pastime. Cedar startled me when she snuck up behind me to get a little bit of footage for the YouTube shorts that she puts together. But the more I clean the stone, the more colorful and the more beautiful the stone turns out. If you look closely, we've got blues, browns, red, oranges, yellows, you name it. It's in there, you just gotta look for it. For me, a project like this is exciting because I'm certain I'm going to learn way more than what I know at the moment about stonework. The concrete is about 8.5 inches thick, and so the stone wall might be a little bit thicker than that, but I have to consider both sides while I'm building this wall. I wanted to add one window to this wall to let in as much sunlight as I could, and I happened to have an 18 by 36 window up on the hill that was used in a previous project that will now be perfect for this one.
Push this. Whoa. Oh, you broke it. Who made that thing anyway? There you go.
Our friends Louie, Cassie, and James came by from New York City just to ring the bell and play in a mud puddle.
You're hired, buddy. We're going to put you to work. I'll find a bigger hole. You can use the excavator. How's that?
Good.
Deal? Deal. Deal. Oh, be careful with the dog.
And our dog Bandit got his annual shearing done this week as well.
Ready for a haircut? Are you? Like a brand new dog. You look like a different dog. Hello.
Reed won his 200-meter hurdles invitational.
Go Reed! Go Reed! Go Reed! Woo!
Last night, Cedar invited our oldest son, Rhett, and his fiancée up to have dinner with us before Rhett goes on a 2-week training for the Army National Guard. So I stopped work a little bit early last night to spend time with Rhett and Brenna. And as much as I'm anxious to get started on this stone wall, I find myself thinking about my son and the next 2 weeks that he's going to be gone at this training. I ran some deck screws around the outside of the window frame, and these will be used to anchor it to the stone wall. If you look at all the different colored stone, we've got everything from blues to dark browns to reds to oranges. And these are just rocks, again, that I picked up off the road down here. Everything's ready to go, but I keep trying to make excuses because I'm slightly nervous. I'm not slightly nervous, I'm real nervous about how this is going to turn out. I've never done anything like this before, and sometimes you just have to do stuff, but I have faith that it's going to look really cool. I'm going to try and mix the colors. I'm even going to try and put a design in it on one side. We'll see how far that goes. But the main thing that I do not want to do is wear the tips of my fingers off like I did last time I played around with mortar mix. So I haven't been this nervous for a project in a hot minute. I'm so looking forward to seeing how this is going to turn out. And I have to think about both sides. I'm going to do both sides at the same time. So here we go. Well, here we go. I can't avoid it any longer. It's time to start mixing up the mortar and start setting stone. Traditionally, people have been using rock and stone to build with since the second humans were walking around trying to improve the place in which they lived. The only thing I'm doing different is using a mortar with it that will bind everything together in a way where it should last longer than me. Because I am not a skilled stonemason with years and years of experience, you will see that I use my hands more than I use the tools to put the mortar where I want it to go. And this is fine as long as my gloves don't wear out and that lime doesn't burn my hands up. But so far so good. As long as I don't get mortar all over the rocks, I can see the potential in this stone wall. I considered getting just the Portland cement and possibly a load of sand to go with it, but I wanted to give this a try before I got too crazy serious about it. And now that I can see that the Type S mortar is going to be fine, I'm going to run down to the big box store and pick up 15 or so bags that I'm going to eventually need to finish this wall. But the stone looks beautiful, and again, if I can keep the stone from getting too messed up with the mortar, all of the colors should come through perfectly in the end. Now you have to remember that all of this stone is stone that I picked up along the side of our road. I have a pile of stone that at some point I'll go pick through and pick out some of the specialty stone that I hope to work into this wall as well, but there's nothing better than killing two birds with one stone, as they say, and eliminating the potential for something to get up in my snowblower and break it, as well as remove another rock from the road that I would have to potentially run over and cuss. So far, I have used 4 bags of the Type S mortar, and I can see that it's going to take a fair bit of mortar to get this wall built, but I can also see that I've got all the stone that I could possibly need to make this wall beautiful. As a matter of fact, the very first load of stone that I picked up off the road, I drove about 200 feet from the house to get. We wanted to say thank you guys for checking in on us and seeing what we're up to. I'm going to work all week on this stone wall and see if I can't get it finished. And in the meantime, we wanted to say thank you. Be safe out there. And every other week we are going to start posting another video on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And at least once a month we're going to start doing a live stream again. So, thanks again, and we will see you soon. That is about an 8-hour day right there, and clearly I'm learning as I'm going, but I think a couple more days and I'll have that thing all the way up to the top. I like it. I like it a lot. As it sets up, I'm going to get out here with my wire brush and really try and clean it up a little bit, but my hope is that the stone here kind of ties in with the stone that we have all around the place, which looks like the native stone. So anyway, kind of fun. I still got my fingertips, but I'm going to ruin those gloves pretty fast, I can tell. So.
Bandit, look at me. Good boy. Good boy. You look at me. Oh, hi, buddy. Hi.